Arise, O Lord, for the ark of the covenant is risen this morning. I want to salute you for being obedient to this morning's call, which we call the parade. We have borrowed the military term to describe this mission, to show how disciplined we want to be. Discipline in the terms or in the area of commitment, because of the statement God made, I sought for a man or a woman. That means God is not just looking around, but he's sorting out to pick the very committed people. Since creation, which is over 6,000 years today, that's the real years. Don't think about what the scientists talk about, billions of years. Yes, it's possible, because the creation was created before man was brought in. So I'm talking about since we were created. That was when man was brought in. 6,000 years today, maybe 6,025 years or something like that, according to scripture. Since we were created, we have disappointed God over and over and over and over. Adam was the first mess, followed by Abraham, who could not believe and wait for to influence him negatively, which today we are affected. Then it went on. It went on. God got his children a new nation on earth, the only nation God approved as his nation. Somebody will say, how? How about the other nations? No, the other nations were birthed under the influence of the devil. That was when God has left the project. Because look at the statement he made before he left the project. He said, I have regretted creating man. Genesis chapter 6. And the question is, why, God? He said, because his mind has been continuously evil. Wow. And it is very, very true. Look at us today. Look at how evil-minded we are. People can be so selfish and don't think about others, don't care about others, don't bother at all about others. That's how a man can be so dangerous and so terrible. No wonder God stated in his scripture that put not your trust in man. Oh my God. Even your husband, you can't put your trust in him. Your wife, you can't put your trust in him. Why? They are all men. That's serious. Very, very serious. So there's one thing that white people do that I respect, that I really admire. What is that? Volunteering to work for no money. You hardly find Africans do this. In fact, I decided to start it as an African way back 2010. When I was in America, I go to companies, say, I want to do work, I want work. They say, no, we are not enrolling people. And I said, no, I want to work. I don't need your pay. I just want to work. They say, wow, really? Because we are always money-minded. And God has warned us that the love of money is the root of all evil. So we have continuously failed God. Finally, the last fail was when Jesus, the Messiah that God sent to settle all our matter, after 4,000 years of mess. When the Messiah came, was time when the world was 4,000 years, the Romans era, Today, the date is based on it. Today, the date is 2025. That means after Christ came to now, is 2025 years. Jesus said, now is the judgment of the prince of the world and the casting out. That is a particular important period. That's why he said now. Now was 2025 years ago, when he judged and cast out this intruder who came and messed up the whole agenda we had with God. The people standing there, one, they didn't have knowledge. Two, they didn't understand it. Three, they never asked, what should we do? Nothing they did. So the vacuum that was created, remember the words, he cast. So there will be vacuum. And the people should have understood and occupied the vacuum. Or say, Master, what do we do? Then he said, no, walk, take over. They didn't do that. So the devil went around and came back and occupied the place again. This time with more evil spirits. So our situation is worse now. But nevertheless, there's hope. Why? The statement that Christ made, I believe, that he knew that we have not occupied. Our ancestors did not understand and they did not do what they have to do. Negligence. So he said, occupy till I return. That was far off after he has judged and cast. He finally said, occupy till I return, which means he is still reminding us that the vacuum must be occupied. That means the occupation of the devil currently is illegal. And there has been a judgment. Always, when there is a judgment, you can always go back to the court and refresh or renew or enforce the judgment. That is what you and I can do.